Hello, welcome everybody. Hi. So just give me a minute to breathe. Let's take a nice deep breath, everybody. Oh, Erica, thank you very much for the donation. It looks like we're getting straight into the donations today. Okay, just give me a second to put these cards aside. I've been doing the Hello Quest. Whoa! Just about lost all the Arthurian tarot. I'm doing the Hello Quest exploration. Oh, excuse me. So I'm doing a daily thing. If you're part of Ko-Fi, if you've donated through Ko-Fi, or you've purchased through Ko-Fi, or you're a Ko-Fi member, you may have seen that I'm doing the Hello Quest exploration. You get previews, of course, if you're a member. With my Hello Quest exploration, you get a little bit of a preview on what I'm actually doing with it. So there. So let's take a nice deep breath, everybody, and let's have a look at Erica. She has donated. Okay, Erica, you donated directly through PayPal. If you've donated directly through PayPal, it just does take me a minute to sort of have to log with my top. So just take a second here. So if Erica can type in her question, please. I'm going to do VIP status first. Okay. Brilliant. Thanks very much. Oh, yeah, my Patreon for T.O. went out. Oh, yeah, that's cool. Right, Erica. Erica's actually donated. So we're, yep, a few minutes early. Yeah, that's right. So, yep, 2 minutes earlier. So here we are. We're going to begin with VIP status. We're going to start with, and I see Egyptian Famous has already done the list. Thank you very much, Egyptian Famous. Muchly appreciated you doing the list. Yeah. We're not, I'm doing VIP status first, so you're just going to have to wait. Eudora. I think she's put it there. I think she just... Dora is after Felicia. Right, okay. Eudora after Felicia. Right. Let's have a look at Erica's. What change is coming up for you this week? And I do feel like... Okay, so interesting. What changes are coming up for you this week? Just grab the book for the Sacred Path cards. So let's have a look. Nice deep breath, everybody. Nice deep breath. Let's get us focused, get us calm and relaxed. So we've got nice calm energy. So Erica, what change is coming up for you this week? Let's have a look. Okay, so we're going to begin with this one here. What changes are coming up for you this week? Whoa, that flew out. Actually going to do 2 cards for this one. Right, let's have a look. What's changes coming up for you this week? Let's have a look. Okay, feels like some new beginnings. Time for you to just to be really aware of what's happening for you this week. It definitely feels like there's new beginnings. There's a start of something, which seems really important here. Now, it's important that you sort of just take a moment. Don't rush into things. It feels like there's a bit of a battle cry going into something. So it's really important that sort of take your time. Make sure you plan and strategize in what you need to do this week. I think there's a lot of new beginnings. There's a fresh start to where you want to be. Feels like there's a lot of enthusiasm and drive. There could be a lot of sort of motivation for you this week, a lot of stuff for you to sort of get the experience that you actually need. Could be a feeling of a bit of a mind game, a bit of a sense of some battles, some challenges coming up. So I feel like that's quite important that you use that sense of enthusiasm and drive to sort of get over to find the solutions that you actually need to overcome the challenges. It might be a feeling like you're feeling a little bit trapped, or you're feeling like a bit of restricted, limited by what you're able to do. But it's all about knowing that you've got support, emotional support here. I feel like you've got some emotional support that you can ask to sort of help and guide you through this list, through this journey, of course. Okay, so we've got this burden basket. So it's really important that you sort of rely on yourself so that you can express who you truly are through this journey. So let's have a look at the burden basket here, which is 34. Let's have a look at this one first. Burden basket carries my grief and gives me strength to go on. Burden basket reminds me not to take my burdens to others' homes. Burden basket sings to me when the winter is long, reminding me of summer heat, bringing warmth to ancient bones. Okay, application. If you're carrying a burden basket today, this card is telling you to pull from your inner strength and become self-reliant. You can conquer the world when you let go of the burdens by trusting your ability to find your own answers. Problems cease being burdens when solutions are found. The burden basket also teaches us not to drop our woes at the door of another. Relying on ourselves and our connection to great mystery teaches us to stretch into our potential. If confusion sets in and counsel is sought, use the advice. Don't waste the precious time of others if you do not intend to respect the wisdom offered. Know also that it's not your job to solve the problem of others. Don't rob others of their right to self-reliance. In all cases, we only carry the burdens we wish to carry. If it makes us feel good or important to have so much to handle, we might need to look at our ideas of self-importance. The reminder is that we are all self-reliant and must use our talents to find our own solutions. The best answer is one shared equally by all travelers on the sacred path. Okay, number 19. Okay, number 9. Oops, that's 18. Don't want that one. Okay, painted face. Painted face expresses the inside of me, not my nose or my eyes, the parts that others see. My feelings and my medicine are painted in design, colors of great mystery who created me in kind. The painted face speaks of self-expression. It tells you to use your creativity in order to express your feelings, your talents, or your desires. Expressing who and what you are at every given moment is healing as well as productive. As you change and grow, you may feel the need to alter the way in which others perceive you. Changing your appearance, attitudes, and activities to match the new you may be called for at this time. The keynote is that this card asks you to open up and allow others to see your medicine. In that way, you're offering a gift to others. You may who may have need of your talents. Don't deny how you feel, what you think, or what you can offer the world. In truth and with grace, it is now time to allow the medicine of the self to emerge. You will never lose face by presenting the true self minus the self-importance. Okay, so Erica, hopefully that sort of gives you a little bit of an idea about relying a little bit on yourself. But when you do ask for help, make sure that you take the advice, the wisdom that you need, and to be able to express who you are during this journey. Oh, you're going for a new job. Okay. So hopefully that sort of gives you a little bit of something to sort of reflect on, dive deep into the situation. Okay, so now that that's done, now if any other donations come through, muchly appreciated. Please let me know if you do subscribe. Please let the mods know. And let's start with the free list. Okay, let's take a moment to breathe. Okay, we got Bart, Jaden, Felicia, Alex, Eudora, Famous, Yuan, D, Sid, and Savannah. Okay, and Starseed. Okay, so this is the list that I'm doing. Right, let's begin. Now, I know Bart's already typed in their question. So, is Jaden and Felicia also typed in their question? Okay, Bart, let's start with you. Oops, and we have Nina's just donated as well. So I'll do Bart's reading and then we'll go back into the donations. Right, so Bart, let's have a look. I feel like I'm going to do the chakra wisdom. What's going to happen when you celebrate your birthday next month? Let's have a look. Oh, it's me being clumsy. Right, too many cards out there. Bart, let's have a look. What's going to happen when I celebrate my birthday next month? Let's have a look. Okay, celebrate your birthday next month, Bart. Let's have a look. The first thing is making sure that you have that sense of equilibrium. We have justice here. Okay, I don't know, doesn't show up very well here. Justice, temperance, and 10 of coins, which is wealth and abundance. So it does feel that you'll find your sense, if you can find your sense of equilibrium, find your sense of truth within the whole situation here. I do feel like there is that sense of finding your own tranquility, your own peace within the whole thing. It does bring a sense of wealth and abundance to your birthday. Okay, I do get that sense of wealth and abundance. I do feel like everything sort of feels like it's going to come together for your birthday. It does feel like there's going to be that sense of balance, equilibrium, that sense of there will be consequences of any actions taken, of course. But I do feel like with the truth, I do get the sense with this card here that it brings everything into balance, that everything is into that sense of sort of the I want to say the paths, everything sort of comes together in the paths, that there is that tranquility, there is that peace, there is that sense of equilibrium and balance coming out. So I do feel like it's going to be a real positive experience with your birthday next month, that everything's sort of coming together, which is quite important here. There's a lot of self-expression, making sure that you stay grounded, trust in your own gut instincts, trust in your intuition, trust in your gut instincts with things, which is quite important here. It's how you digest your experiences that are going to make a big difference. Right, we have Nina coming in with here, so Okay, so let me just get into Ko-Fi. Oops, get rid of that page there. There we go. The Hello Quest. Okay, so just waiting for, so as Nina typed in a question. Hi Nina, welcome, welcome. I see you there. So we just got, this is the list, right? So I've just done Bart, so I will do Nina, and then we will continue with the free list, guys. Now, with being on the free list, you're only going to get 2 cards, and you're going to have to wait and be patient until when I do the wrap up and that, when we've finished accepting the donations and things. So just going to have to be a little bit patient, guys. So Nina, hi, just need your question, please. So make sure, Jaden, that you've typed in your question. Okay, let's have a look. Let's see how I can maybe word this. Okay, let me, yeah, I know, I'm so demanding. Sid, you cracked me up. So funny. Yeah, I'm pretty firm. I think after 23 years of reading tarot, I think I've got myself and getting used to doing the lives and things. I think I'm sort of getting a little bit demanding, yes. So Nina, let's have a look. How can we word this? What do you need to know in regards to your BFFPT? Okay, I'm actually going to use, this is interesting. I'm actually going to use Deck of Heroes. Now, where's your Titans and Gods? Right. Wait a minute. Nina just got... I love you, Sid. You're just such a cool family. Basically. Now, I just want to grab something here. I just got told I need to grab... Where are you, little deck? Now, this is what happens when you have so many decks. Oh, there you go. There it is, I think. Yeah, got it. Woo! Okay. Can I still throw things? You cracked me up. Okay, so let's have a look. Let's focus on this. Take a deep breath. What does Nina need to know about her BFFPT? Okay. Actually getting in 2 sections of 3s, right? Okay. Nina. Okay, ultra feminine, divine feminine, divine masculine. So let's have a look. Glasses so I can at least read the decks. Right, read the cards. Right, let's have a look. What have we got to begin with? Okay, the first little card we have Knight of Cups. Okay. 9 of Cups, 10 of Swords, and 9 of Pentacles. Wow, it definitely feels like there's a gain, there's a romance, there's definitely a want. 10 of Swords, things ending, things changing, hoping for new beginnings in regard to the the gain in the situation with the romance. So it definitely feels like, yes, there is some sort of attraction there. There's something sort of going on with the connection. Something developing within the connection. So what we have is the Fool, Justice, consequences of any actions taken, with the Four of Wands coming in. Now, I actually get the Four of Wands in that sense of wanting a sort of a connection there, definitely wanting to build foundations to the relationship, looking at the consequences of any actions that are actually taken. I think this needs to sort of dive deeper into it a little bit in this new beginning. Definitely wanting something new, something to develop, something to grow within this relationship. It does feel like, yes, there's definitely a connection, definitely feels like he's attracted to you in some way. Now, what you choose to do with it, of course, is totally up to you. Looking at your question, it just definitely feels like there is a connection there. There's definitely an attraction, definitely wanting to build something, build some stability, some foundations in the relationship, wanting to create some romance. I think there is a lot of that sort of wanting to develop something more in the relationship. And we get Ra. We're wanting to find that inner power. So he's trying to find, I do feel like your BFF is trying to find their inner power, their sense of, I'm just getting their inner power, their inner courage to sort of develop something more in this relationship. Now let's have a look at the cards here. Okay, we get a sense of discipline and lessons. Interesting. So it does feel like there's a sense of lessons to be learned in this thing. Laziness, a sense of laziness, a sense of not lessons, laziness. Oh, you've been close for 20 years. You haven't told him. Well, this is his energy. Remember, this is about him. There is a sense of laziness in the whole thing. There is that sense of, I feel like there's a need to communicate. And when we get laziness and discipline together, laziness, not lessons, laziness and discipline together. So there is that sense of needing to be communicate. I feel like there's a lack of communication. So I do feel like there's a need to communicate. A need to be open within the situation. It's interesting with laziness and discipline coming out. In that sense of, that need to find that balance within the situation. So yes, your BFF is definitely attracted to you in a way, and it's all about that build of that relationship. There does feel like there's a build of foundations. There are things developing, things growing within the relationship. Now, what you choose to do with it is totally up to you. I do feel like they are wanting to stand in their own power, their own energy. There's definitely a need to communicate with this here. I'm getting a need to communicate. So interesting indeed. Okay, so yeah, some things to sort of think about there. I definitely feel like there's a need to communicate. But what you choose to do with it is totally up to you, of course. But yeah. Don't use these cards very much. This was a Kickstarter I got. Oh, it doesn't really sort of show this here. But yeah, anyway. Separate. Oh, you're welcome, Nina. You're welcome. You're welcome indeed. Okay, so let's have a look at this list that we've got from Egyptian Famous, which has been absolutely awesome put together. So let's have a look here. Let's have a look. Thank you, Nina. Thank you. Okay, so we've got Jaden, Felicia, and Alex, and then Eudora, Famous, You Wonder. So let's get some questions in here. So I'm not sure. Have I got a question from Jaden? I know Jaden popped in early, an hour before the live. So I don't know if Jaden's popped back in, but let's do Felicia and Alexandra. So I know Felicia typed in her question. So let's have a look at, so I know Felicia typed in her question. So I just want to see, did Alexandra type in a question or just say hi? She just said hi. So Alexandra needs to type in a question. Eudora as well. Okay, Eudora, can you type in your question as well? Because if you don't type your questions in, I can't answer them, and I'm not going to sit around and wait for hours for your questions, because I know people flick in and out. So if you're on the list on that first three, so don't forget that I'm doing Jaden, Felicia, and Alexandra, and then I'll do Eudora. So Eudora can type in a question as well. So Jaden, Felicia, Alex, and Eudora. If you guys are still here, and then I'll do Egyptian Famous after that. Right, so Felicia, what do I need to be aware of on the job interview? Ooh, good question. What do you need to be aware of? Let's do cats rule the earth. Cats rule the earth. Yeah, I know. It's all right. I do the wrap. So everybody who comes in the first hour, once I start doing the wrap up, everyone's going to get their reading. They will do their reading. It's all right. I know I should do mind readings. Take up mind. Oh, you're being cheeky. Sad. I wish. Mind readings. You're funny. What do I need to do to be aware of on a job interview to get the job? Okay, let's have a look. Okay, so the first one here is with Queen of Wands. Make sure you're confident in the knowledge that you have about the company. Think about, make sure I do feel like there's that sense of being confident is what I get here. Very strong. Be confident in the knowledge of the job interview, of the job, of the company, of the job that it's offering. Make sure you've done your research. Make sure you've got all your information. You've got your CV sorted so that you're able to be confident in what you want. Now, with the Six of Wands in a sort of a reverse state, does talk about there is a block, a delay to being successful, and I think it boils down to your confidence. I don't think they can give us a clear answer about whether you'll actually get the job or not, because there's too many other influences to the situation. All you can do is be your best, be confident. They can't give us a clear yes, you're going to get the job yet. Because it is going to be challenging. It is going to be challenging. There are going to be some delays to an answer as yet, because it all depends on your confidence, your ability your energy within the interview. Okay, so they can't give us a clear job. Yes, you're going to get a clear answer is yes, you're going to get it, but it definitely feels as though you are going to be it's all about being confident. If you can be confident, you've got all your knowledge, got everything sorted, I do feel like it's going to make a difference, but as yet, they can't give us a clear answer on that. Yeah. So remember, take a breath. So it's all about being your energetic. Yep, please, Eudora, please post your question. Yep. Whoops. So this is what I said. So Jaden, I've just done Felicia's. Need Alex, Eudora, and then Egyptian famous. Right. So because I know people are popping in and out, and I know some people may not be as patient as needed. Will Cam's healing cure what I want it to cure? This is health related, Eudora. It's what do you need to know? That is health related. And I cannot do cures or anything like that. I can't say, yes, it's going to cure something or anything because it's medical related. Anything to do with health or medical, I cannot answer that question, Eudora. Oh, you need to read the disclaimers. Please read the description box down below. Yeah, no, well, I can't answer it. I cannot. I'll be banned. I can be sued, or I can do all, they can really get into trouble with doing, entertainment purposes only. Entertainment purposes only. Yeah, I can't. What do you need to know about the healing? Let's have a look. What do you need to know about the cure, the healing? Let's have a look. What do you need to know? What do you need to know? Yeah, I'm not really comfortable with answering that question, but I can say what do you need to know? And the first thing is 5 of Earth. To me, I get out of 5 of Earth is all about asking for help. You need to ask the right people for guidance. You need to get medical. You need to go to doctor. You need to go to professional, basically here for your support, to be led out of the way. 10 of Fire tells us that there are a lot of burdens, a lot of weight on the situation. There's a lot of stuff that needs to be dealt with authority here. I think there's a lot of commitment that's got to be done with the with authority here. So yeah, basically straight away Spirit is going, hey, wait a minute, you need to ask the right people. You need to be led out of that sense, out of okay, so really important here. Yeah, well, you need to find the right people. There's definitely the right, medical could be naturopath, somebody who's qualified, someone who's, who are the right, it could be a naturopath or someone who's qualified with the medical side of things, can be thing. You got to look, you got to search. Basically, Spirit's like, we're not, you got to find the right people. It's a burden, it's a weight, it's a lot of heavy energy going on here. So it's about searching for the right people. You have to do some research, Eudora. Okay. Egyptian famous, ye wonder, Sid. Okay. So let's have a look. You guys are going to have to be very, very patient. So, Egyptian famous, if you're still here, I know you flicker in and out with working. YOUIR and Sid. So I don't know who's still here. Okay, so famous, YOUIR, Sid. Type in your questions. Because if you don't type in your question, I can't answer it. Ooh, so what does Sid need to know about making it home? Now, Sid, you ask. Let's do this first. Will Sid make it back home in time for the birthday? Let's do this first. Now, Sid's family, so don't give up. Don't give up. Whoa. Two of Cups. It's all about the connecting, the connections. It's all about the choices, connections, choices. Two of Cups, Two of Wands. And the last one here. Again, with the Lovers, I get that sense of connections and choices again. So it's very strong. It's all about that connection that you make. Oh, good. Don't give up hope. It says don't give up. I think it's all about that connection, that whether it's connecting flights or connecting travel. And it's all about the choices that you make. Yeah. So, yeah. Okay. Egyptian famous. Oh, is Mary going on a cruise ship? So who's Mary? What do you need to know? Why do you need to know it? Okay. So is Mary. That was interesting. Don't know why, but I just got sort of like there's something better. So I keep getting like a no. Like a no, there's something better waiting for them. There's something. So I don't know who Mary is. Why do you need to know that? Egyptian famous. Oh. Oh, okay. It feels like there could be something better waiting. Something better, someone better. And I don't know why, but I got romance with the whole situation. So I'm just sort of thinking why, what's going on here. So let's do the occult. Okay, what does Egyptian famous need to know? Yeah, she's a friend. Yeah, not necessarily a romance. There's something better waiting. for you. Maybe there's someone better or something. So I don't feel like she can. I don't think Mary can pay for it. So what do you need to know? Let's have a look. Oh. Yeah, I don't think she can pay for it. I feel like there's someone better that will pay for it. Someone better who will. I think some barriers with the tower. I think it's going to be a bit of a disappointment here. So, yeah. Maybe your DM is stepping in. Maybe. Because it's not going to be quite here. You've got the sense of the the tower here. So you've got that sense of breaking down barriers and enlightenment and understanding coming through, so you can stand on solid ground. So yeah, I think there's something better for you in regards to the trip. I don't think Mary's going to be able to pay for it. And what I'm getting here, I do feel like there's going to be some challenges for Mary to pay for it. I do get that sense of romance coming into play. So yes, maybe your DM is going to step in eventually. So I do feel like there is going to be an understanding about the situation, a sense of, things not being quite the way you expected them to, but I do feel it's going to be better. Even though you might think of it as being a bit of a disappointment, I do feel like it's going to break down some barriers. It's going to give you some understanding to the situation here. So yeah, interesting thought, Egyptian famous. Some stuff to sort of think about in regards to the bigger picture. I do think Mary's going to really struggle in trying to pay the fee for the cruise. So yeah, so I do feel as though she might struggle a little bit. And so, yes, maybe your DM will step in, the romance side of things. Okay, so. Cool. Okay, Egyptian famous. So Luminous has also done a list. Thank you, guys. You guys are amazing, you mods that are doing the listing and that for me. It certainly helps. So we've just done Egyptian famous, which is really cool. You wonder. So if you wonder is still here, or Svetlana. So Svetlana, I'll do your question then if you wonder hasn't typed in theirs. I know people pop in and out due to circumstances. Maybe they're not patient. Please read the description box down below for the disclaimer. There are some questions that I will not answer. Medical being one of them. Legalities, of course. Anything to do with pregnancy as well. Pregnancy to me is a very medical situation, and why you may not get pregnant, or situations that are going on. There could be a lot of influences to that. So I'm not going to ask about pregnancy or anything like that now. Third party questions. If somebody is not here and it doesn't affect you, if you're just being nosy, I'm not going to do that question. If it's what do I need to know in regards to the situation, no problem at all. So do think very carefully about your questions. So this is the list that we've got so far. You wonder, Svetlana, Luminous, Ange, and Natalia. And there may be some other people in amongst that as well. So do make sure that you have typed in your question. Do think. Yes, the list is open for another 10 minutes. But don't forget you can donate if you want a little bit more information. Now, the reason why some people might get a little bit more information is because they're either a mod, or they're part of the Ko-Fi family, or they've donated. Okay? So, yeah. Make sure you like the stream. Make sure that you check out the description box down below. And haven't done the wrap up yet, so you're fine. And so once I get that hour, once another 10 minutes or so, and the list will be closed, then I'll just do a wrap up of everybody that's in chat. So if you are in chat, you will get your reading. But just remember to check your question. And think about it. think about it. It's not just about yes and no questions. When we're doing yes and no questions, we're looking at the angel answers here. So when you ask, is V going to contact you this week, doesn't really give you anything to work with. But it does answer your question. I mean, if that's what's, is V going to contact you this week, Svetlana? Let's have a look. Taking a nice deep breath, connecting with the angels. Svetlana, make sure you're focusing on your question. No, a resounding no, not this week. So what do you need to know? Okay, I'm going to use the Labyrinth Tarot in this one. So what do you need to know? What do you need to know? Let's have a little look, see here. What do you need to actually know about the situation? And it says here, interesting, the justice side of it. So it's about a need to find balance. Look at the truth of the situation. You need to start diving into the actual truth of what's actually going on. Look at the facts of what's actually happening around the situation. What's he doing? How long has he not contacted you? How long has he not spoken to you? Have they not really shown any interest? I think you need to really look at this and try to find a sense of equilibrium to the situation. Look at the facts. There is a no to this. There is no going to be, doesn't feel like there's going to be any contact. So you do need to start really diving into the truth, the facts of the situation. Look at the consequences of the action that's actually taken in this situation, Svetlana. So there might be some stuff for you to really start doing some deep thinking about. It's time to really sort of think about this situation and what's going on here. Okay, so that's done. Okay, so Luminous, what was your question? Luminous and Ange. Okay, so what's going on here? What's this connection? What's happening here? Let's have a look. Let's do Tarot of the Divine. Okay, so what do you need to know? What message? Is there a message? What's going on here? What do you need to know about this connection? Remember, this could be just their thoughts, their perceptions in what's going on. Okay, so what we have here, this Justice card is definitely stalking us today. Justice is stalking us. It's reminding us about the consequences of any actions taken, a need to find an equilibrium, looking at the truth, the facts of what's actually going on. It's really about looking at the facts, what's actually happening here. There's a lot of stress and worry in the situation. There's a lot of stuff that seems to be stressing you out, Luminous, in some way, maybe making you worry about something. There's something that seems to be worrying about the situation. It's time for a breakthrough, an understanding with it. It does feel like you're going to get a sense, if you can really sort of dive deep into what's worrying, I just get a sense of like facing your shadow self in a way, looking at the things that we deny about ourselves, the shadow effect. Oh, I haven't thought about that for a while. Yeah, shadow effect. Now, shadow effect is a life coaching type of energy that's done from Marion Ford Institute. My sister-in-law, who's a life coach, talked very much about the shadow effect, those things that we may deny about ourselves in some way. So this may be time for you to really sort of dive deep into that shadow effect within oneself. So it does feel like there's a lot of stuff that needs to come in, and that's going to bring you an understanding, a sense of a breakthrough, maybe a closure to the past, bringing in a new beginning. Here, Luminous. So I think there's a lot of stuff for you to sort of dive into. I think that's really important to sort of cut away the things that don't serve you well here. So I do feel like there's a lot of work for you to do within yourself with this situation here. So that's it. You're welcome. You're welcome, Luminous. You're welcome. Okay, so here we have Ange Natalia. So has Ange typed in a message? Ange Natalia. Now, before I sort of continue, I do want to say a couple of little things here. Firstly, when I do a reading for you, I want you to be empowered on your journey. This is about your inner power, your ability to stand in your own power and make the choices that you need to be empowered on your journey. It's not about depending on other people, or this is about you. This is about your journey, your individuality, your strength. So let's have a look here. Oh, so you're talking about in a religious sense. Okay, so in this case here, let me. Okay, I'm going to connect with the angels in this case here. And so you want a relationship with God, and I think this is so personal. So let's see what the messages are from the angels in regards to God. So what are specific signs? And I think that becomes with a feeling. I think that's more about an emotional connection. Let's have a look here. And interesting, because the first word I get is independence. I think this is very much about your own individuality. Like I said, I think this is about your own cutting through the debris, looking at the truth of the situation. I think this is very personal, is what I get here. Very, very personal. It is about what inspires you. And if you want a relationship with God, I think that's very individual. It's about cutting away all the debris, all the other people's thoughts and opinions, and what you perceive within yourself, your own truth, I think is very important here. It's about trusting your own intuition with your connection. It's all about that sense of new beginnings, that sense of new energy. What inspires you? What brings you that energy within that relationship with God? I think that's very, very personal. I don't think anyone can give you any specifics. It's something that's very personal to you. Here, what brings you inspiration? You'll feel it. If you have that connection with God, you will feel it within yourself. It'll be your perception of the situation. You'll be able to cut through all the debris, all the clutter, and enable yourself that sense of nurturing your mind, nurturing your ideas, your thoughts, It's very, very personal. It's very, very individual, that independence, that sense of breakthrough, that understanding will come from within. I think you'll have that sense of a breakthrough. It's like you'll have a realization that you have that connection. It will hit you emotionally. It will hit you deep within. Okay, Ange? So I think any signs that you have will be very personal to you. And it will come from deep within you. I'm getting very much within your deep, your sacral chakra. Yeah, I get very much within that energy, that vibration there. I think you'll feel it. You'll know it. Super important, Ange. Okay, Natalia, I just need a question, please. When I've said your name, can you just please type in a question? Natalia and KT. Oh, you're welcome, you're welcome, Ange. You're welcome. Oops. Drop that. That's not what I want to do. Right. Oh, okay. What do I need to know about the connection? You want the Angel Answers Oracle. Okay. So what do you need to know about the connection with D? Okay. And we're doing Angel Answers, but I don't need to know about timing. We don't need to know about yes and no questions, of course. Angel Answers. What do I need to know about the connection with D? So angels, let's take a nice deep breath and let's connect with the angels, and let's focus very clearly about your connection with D, Natalia. Nice deep breath in through your nose and out through your mouth, and let's focus. What are the angels going to tell you about your connection? What do you need to know? Okay, let's have a look. Wow. Talks about some changes coming up, some happy changes. Feels very, very positive. It does bring a sense of success to the relationship, but it's all about your, I want to say, like the angels are saying, yes, there's a possibility of some good positive energy of success within the relationship, but it's all about how you choose to react. You know, it's all about how you choose to be within this. You know, there is that success. There is a possibility. This is one path that you could travel, but it all depends on your reaction. Okay, so the angels are saying, yes, it can be successful. It can be happy. It can be positive energy, but it's all about how you choose to be, Natalia. Okay, it's how you choose to be. Super important here. So yes, it can be successful. Yes, it can be positive energy. So there you go. Okay, so next is KT and Nicola. KT, Nicola, and Fish. So I'm waiting for KT's question. Okay, KT, Nicola, and Fish. Okay, so, oh, the list is closed, by the way. List is closed. So, can I have the last few questions, please? Taking a nice, just a few minutes to sort of breathe. Okay, so ending soon. So I'm not sure who's here. Just taking a moment to breathe, just having a look at questions. Johnny, so I haven't even had Johnny's questions in. So Johnny's being missed. So if you're in one of the lists, if you came in this first hour and you're still here, please type in your question. If you came in the first hour, and I know who you are, and you're still here, can you please make sure you type in your question now, because I'm wrapping up. So everybody that was here, the list being closed, can you please type in your questions, please? If you're still here after this hour, make sure. Okay, Fish Cake, thank you. I'll do your question here. Wait. If you're here, cool, thank you. Let me just go through and just wrap up Lord of the Rings. Okay, current feelings. Okay, now what you're doing is you're doing someone's perception of you. Okay, Fish Cake. So it's what do you need to know about the connection is the best thing. Hey, KT, yes, I'll do your reading. So the best question here is, what do you need to know about the connection? What do you need to know about your relationship with Leo, with the Cancer towards you? So what do you need to know? What does Fish Cake need to know about this connection? And the card that flew out was Three of Swords. Heartbreak. It's not what you expect. It's not going to be the relationship that you're expecting. There is going to be some heartbreak. There are some choices to make within the whole situation. Okay, it's not going to be the way you expect it to. It's not going to be romantic. It's not going to be, it's time for you to sort of start looking at the choices that you've got to make about your own journey, your own path. Okay, this is not about waiting around for something that may not happen. There is going to be some heartbreak here with the Three of Swords coming up. Okay, so there are no romantic feelings or anything like that. Okay, so KT, you're wanting to know about your spirit animal. Okay. Interesting. Okay, so I'm going to do a little something here that's a bit different. Let's go, what is your spirit animals? And let's just have a look here. Okay, KT, let's have a little bit of a look-see here. Okay, tell us a little bit. Okay, so with that being in mind, here I've got deer and interesting. Very interesting. Steer and stag. Wow, did not expect that. That deer, that stag type of energy coming in. KT. So it feels very much about a sense of stamina, a gentleness, being kind, endurance type of energy here straight away. That's what I get. Really, really important for you. Okay, so I do get a sense of gentleness, a sense of endurance within the energy. Interesting. And then we get dolphin with two, but I get two of shells. Now, the reason why, again, you get that sense of balancing your emotions. That I'm getting very much about that connection that you have with yourself. It's all about connecting with you. Okay, very, very much so. It's about having that moment of stillness and just being still, being gentle within yourself. That connection with yourself. Okay, so I'm getting that it's interesting to get the deer and stag energy, whatever that was. I do get that sense of gentleness, that kindness, that endurance, that sense of emotional connection that you've got with yourself is super important here. It's very much about yourself. I don't feel like it's not a connection with anyone else. I do feel like it's that yin and yang balance within yourself. I keep getting that yin and yang balance. It's about having that sense of wholeness within you, that balance, emotional balance within yourself, embracing who you are completely. Interesting. That's why I think we get the deer and stag. You get that sort of feminine, masculine energy, that sense of yin and yang, that sense of, I think it's very, very strong here. It's about embracing who you are completely. That gentleness and that endurance, that stamina. So, yeah, interesting. Okay, Nicola. So, guys, if you're in chat still, the deer and you're all here. Okay, small fox or coyote. Okay, interesting. Okay, a fox or coyote can also speak about being sly, clever, maybe being a bit of a trickster. Be careful, be aware of those around you. And I think that's why it's really important that you are whole, you have that balance of your emotions. If you've got someone who is a bit of a trickster, KT, a bit of you've got to be a bit sly, you've got to be a bit cunning in your journey. I think it's really important that you find that wholeness, that balance of your emotions. Be careful how you react to the situation completely. Might be really important to look at the way that you react to the situation. Okay, so you want to know what's going on with C. So I don't get your question, Nicola. Sorry, I'm a little confused here. Who's C? And come back to me in April. What's this? Is this a relationship? Is this a current relationship? Is this a friend or family? I don't understand. Are you expecting a reconciliation of some sort, a reunion? I don't quite get this question. I don't know what you're asking. So can you ask your question clearly? What do you need to know in regards to a reconciliation, or is that what you mean? What do you need to know in regards to the reconciliation? Will there be a reconciliation? I just don't quite get. I'm getting a lot of confusion here. I'm getting a lot of sort of scattered energy with this. So what does Nicola need to know? Can you please ask your question clearly? Can you please ask your question clearly? He's a man. Okay, can you please ask your question, will there be a reconciliation? Will there be a reunion? You need to ask your question clearly. Because if you're scattered energy, your question's not going to be clear. That's why it's really important that you have this clear question. And that's interesting because as I'm thinking about this, I'm getting the Magician card here tells us that what's going on around you is going to affect within you. What's happening within you is going to affect what's going out around you. Tells you to look deeper. It's time for you to look deeper within yourself, within the situation. The Magician card can also be about a sleight of hand, being untrustworthy. Okay, not being honest can be a sleight of hand, not being honest, not being trustworthy situation here. Yeah, I need you to ask your question clearly. You're giving me one-word answers. It doesn't, one-word sentences here are not really sort of getting a clear picture about what you want to actually know, Nicola. Really important that I know your question clearly. If we don't know your question clearly, we're not going to be answered. So they're telling me that it's untrustworthy, that it's not clear. You need to dive deeper into this situation here. You need to ask your question clearly so I can give you a clear answer. It's definitely movement, a new cycle, a new start, a new, there's definitely a movement going on to the situation. So I'm getting the untrustworthy, not being quite honest situation. I do feel like that he's moving on, moving into a new cycle, new possibilities. It's a sleight of hand. So I'm trying to think, you know, is he going to come back to you in April? Is there a reconciliation? No. I feel like you need to look deeper at the situation. I think you need to look a little deeper to the situation that's going on. There is that moving on. I get battles and conflicts. So does Colin come back to you in April? You're saying, does he come back to you in April? No. You need to look deeper at the situation that's going on. Feels like he's moving. There's battles and conflicts. I don't get it. Colin and come back to me in April doesn't make sense, Nicola. Is English not your first language? Colin and come back to me in April doesn't make sense. So are you asking, will he come back to you in April? You need to ask, will he come back to me in April? Will he return? No, he's moving on. There's going to be battles and conflicts. So if that's what I said, he's not trustworthy. He's not, you need to look deeper at the situation. If you're asking, will he come back to you in April? He's moving on. It's going to be battles and conflicts. Okay. No. No, he's not returning in April. Okay. Okay, is there anyone that I've missed in the readings? So, Johnny, I didn't see question from. Aldonna, I didn't get a question. So I'm missing a few people that were hanging around. Let me see if I can have a bit of a look-see here. Let me just go back to the beginning. Let me have a look. Okay, so Bart, I did. Jaden, I don't know if I got a question from you. Alexandra. Okay. Melody, I didn't get a question from you. Melody, I didn't get a question from you if you're still around. Johnny, question from you. Aldona. So, yeah, a few people missed. So I'm not quite sure why or what happened. Okay. Hi, Renee. How are you? How are you, Renee? So I'm just sort of finishing up. But it seems like there was a lot of people who was in and out who haven't hung around with a question, wanted a question. So I'm good. I'm good. A bit warmer today, which is nice weather-wise. So how are you feeling? How's Bubs and your family? How's everybody? So I'm just wanting to know if there was any finish-up questions. So we're just sort of finishing up, really, the last little bit. So what I'm going to do is do very, very quickly. I'm just going to do a... Oh, that was interesting. Cards hit me in the face just about. So what do I get? I get hopes and dreams. Oh, with facing your darkness and shadow self, making sure you're in alignment to give yourself an explosion of thoughts. Oh, from Vesta's Art Oracle deck you can find on Make Playing Cards, of course, through the links down below, or the links on my channel. So basically, if you've got hopes and dreams about where you want to be, what's your goals? What do you want to achieve? Sometimes we just need to face our shadow self. We need to look within, look at the darkness that lies within ourselves, making sure that we're in alignment, working with our chakras, making sure we're balanced within ourselves. Maybe we need to do some clearing of the past, our soul energy clearing. Maybe we need to clear the negative energy, that is declutter within ourselves so that we can find ourselves into alignment. And so that we can actually have this clear thought. We can actually have these ideas, these plans that can actually come into fruition. So interesting cards there to dive into with the Vesta's Art Oracle deck. So I just wanted to share that with you. Maybe a little bit of a collective message for us that are coming in to the sense of doing some deep shadow work. Maybe we're sort of diving into the things that we may deny about ourselves. Maybe we're not quite seeing the bigger picture, so we need to sort of dive into that darkness, that stillness within us. Oh, you're just feeding Archie? Oh, that's good. You're good. Oh, that's good. So, you know, making sure that we're in alignment is making sure that we're feeling balanced within ourselves, emotionally, physically, spiritually, energetically, making sure that we are nourishing our soul in many ways. And that allows us to have the clear thought about the ideas, our perceptions, plans, and where we want to do, what we want to do, what we want to achieve. And we're able to put those into action if we're clear. So interesting. cards. That's Vesta's Art Oracle deck. That's one of my decks that I created. You can find on Make Playing Cards. So, yeah. This was just something I created for myself, and I just made it available for anyone who wanted to have just a bit different. I created with my digital art. I created it myself using Magix 7. And some I just took on photos, which I just manipulated then. This is a photo, and then I just manipulated it. So the photo's taken, and then using Magix 7 created something a little different. So there. Okay, well, that looks like there's no more questions. There's no more donations. There's absolutely, I got about 5 minutes. So if anyone's got anything they want to sneak in, any sort of donations, any sort of readings, got about 5 minutes to sort of sneak in. Let me know if you're going to if you've got a question or anything like that. I've got 5 more minutes. Just have a nice breather. Let's look at the Oracle of Passions that I created. Another deck. Let's have a look. What card are we going to reflect on today? An Oracle of Passions. Whoa. Okay, we're going to look at the chakra. We're going to look at our solar plexus. How we digest experiences in life. Our gut instinct. Ooh, interesting card we're going to look at. And we're going to reflect on the beauty that lies around us. Going to take a moment to smell the roses, so to speak. You know, be in the moment, be in the now is really important. That allows us to really trust in our gut instinct. Really allow us to digest the experiences that we need in life, to accept, to acknowledge those experiences, even though they may not always be positive. It allows us to grow and develop and maybe gain a sense of inner strength within ourselves, this inner power, which is really important here. So being able to take this moment to be in the now. Now, to finish up, let's do the Vesta's Art Love Oracle. What card are we going to reflect on today? Oh, interesting. Living life to the fullest. It's really about, again, being in the now, being in the moment. Seems to be a big theme for these cards, for all of us, to just be in the moment, to try not to bring in past worries, and don't allow our minds to race into what ifs or what could be or what should be or those sort of things. Be very in the now, be very present, acknowledging the life that you have right now, the path that you're following right now, and look at how you can move forward on that path. Oh, interesting. I think sometimes we find ourselves worrying a little bit about the past and our experiences of the past, and we bring that into our present, or we worry too much about what lies ahead instead of worrying about what's happening right now, what's in the moment, what's going to allow us to grow and develop and be grounded in our energy, being able to express who we are. The healing that we need in this moment is so important. It allows a sense of the sunshine. I get the sense of the sun shining on the situation, allowing us to find our own happiness, our own joy within the moment. Oh, interesting cards. Okay, so that looks like that's it. Can't see any more messages coming through. I realize everyone's busy doing their thing and carrying on with their day. Now, don't forget, guys, do please check out the channel. Check out Ko-Fi. Check out the posts. Don't forget to read the description box down below. Check out my channel. Check out the posts, the podcasts. Keep you up to date with what's going on. Now, I am exploring the Arthurian Tarot. Of course, if you're on Ko-Fi and you're a family member there, you'll see the posts that are going on at the moment, and you'll see them, the previews anyway, of what's going on there. Also, Swagatum Tarot. If you're on Ko-Fi, you'll see the previews on there, of course, with me exploring the Swagatum Tarot as well. So if you're a Ko-Fi member, family, whatever, and you want a little bit more, please let me know. Okay, so that looks like it. Okay, that looks like that's it from me. Okay, I'm ending the stream. Seems like things are a bit slow in this area, so I think that's all, everybody. Okay, thanks very much for being with us, and here we go. Okay, so I'm just having a look. Interesting. Right. I know what I'm looking for, but I can't find it. Okay.